That's right, folks. Scheduled for the main event. A heavyweight drag out, knock down, bare knuckle brawl between two highly touted survival blades. Gerber LMF 2 and the K-Bar Fin fixed blade. I've been wanting to review these two knives side by side for a long time, and I'm glad I've got the opportunity to. And let me first start off by saying I've got a lot of respect for the people that design these knives. A lot of work, a lot of thought, a lot of experience goes in to these knife designs so that us as users can benefit from that and benefit at a great price point. I've had some people email me and ask me why don't I review or will I review custom-made knives? And the answer to that is probably no. One, I can't afford a custom-made knife. $300, $400, $500 for a custom-made knife or a higher-end knife? Not me. And these days, it's probably not you either. If you've got the opportunity or the means to do that, go for it. They are fantastic knives. Some of them are second to none. Some of the Chris Reeves knives, I mean, they're just second to none. Let's call it what it is. But I can't buy them. And I don't even know if I could, if I would, when there are such high-value knives, $80, $90, $100 price points. And these are two of the heavyweights in my opinion. Comparing these two knives side by side is going to be sort of a difficult task because while I can go through a lot of the design features of them, what you really need to be able to do is take these data points, and that's really all they are, from one user, and that's me, and apply them to your field of use, your intended use, and what you're going to be putting these two knives through. And I'll explain that a little bit further as we go through. I don't think to describe a lot of the basics on the Gerber LMF2 in terms of specifics. There's so much online that you guys can do and read and check it out. Check out my review on the K-Bar. I'll do a separate tabletop on this where I will go through some of that stuff. But what I want to do with these two things side by side is really go through some of the similarities, some of the differences, and in my opinion, which one comes out ahead. If you've got $85, $90 to spend on one of these, which one I would spend it on. I own both. I've tested both in all sorts of conditions. I have not run tactical missions. I've said that before. I don't run tactical missions. That's not my field of operation. That's not my line of work. If you run tactical missions and you're moving through swamps and things like that, I can't speak to that other than just from using these, what I think the knife would do. But it all changes when you're out in the field. So please, let me insert a caveat into that. Don't bust up the comment section saying, but dude, you've never crashed in a helicopter and had to saw your way. You're right. I've never crashed in a helicopter and had to saw my way out with a knife. If you have, kudos to you. I haven't, and I hope I never have to. My intended use on these two knives are mid-range survival knives. Sheltercraft, woodworking, cleaning, skinning game, fish, the whole 9 yards in terms of outdoor use. That's my philosophy. In military applications or defense applications or tactical applications, I think these both will serve very, very well. But again, that's not my forte. So I'm not going to try to play one on camera. So let's get right into it. Fin K-Bar, plain edge against the Gerber LMF2, half serrated, half plain edge, because that's all they offer. Couple things on the sheath real quick. Although I will give the edge to this, the Gerber LMF2 sheath, in terms of options straight out of the box, not only attachment and carry options, but also design. It's a much, much heavier design, probably 3 or 4 times as heavy as the sheath on the K-Bar Fin blade. So keep that in mind. This is a seriously heavy heavy setup here, although it comes with a lot of application and a lot of capacity in the field and carrying options. Two things I don't have on these at home are the leg wraps. So you put those on plus this, and you're talking about a really heavy setup. The knife is heavy as is, but you stick and just ballistic on, and you're in for a heavy setup, whereas this gives you a little bit lighter features. Again, for my intended use, I like the lightweight, but I will not discount at all the number of carry options that this gives you. I don't even know how many you have. You've got obviously lashing capabilities, MOLLE attachments, you've got load-bearing equipment attachments, all sorts of stuff. They're all very sturdy. Double stitches everywhere, high grade ballistic nylon sprayed with the fireproof retardant, again born from the whole crashing in a helicopter sort of survival. Awesome job, just a tremendous sheath from Gerber. A lot of thought went into it, and they used very high quality materials. Sheath on the K-bar, much more simplistic. You don't have the quick attach. I talk a little bit more in depth on this in my, talk a lot more in depth in my tabletop review on that one. For simplicity, I would go with this one. If you want all those options, or you may need all those options, you got to give the edge to Gerber. You just have to. Another edge that I give to it is the fact that they put the sharpener right on the sheath for field use. Awesome job. I mean, I don't think you can do that with this knife. I don't know how you would arrange that unless you put it somewhere on the side and took out one of these, but that's just a cool job. I haven't seen many sheaths come like that, but that's really a nice feature to have, and it works. It's very serviceable in the field. Now, the other thing on this, I haven't filled this up with water yet, so I don't know if it would drain because it doesn't have a drain hole at the end. So I don't know where this drains from. Some of you have probably filled it up with water and tested, but I haven't, so I don't know where it drains from. This one I know drains right from there. Can you see that right there? So this one I know drains, and I have put water. Not in this one, but in the Tanto style one that you see me absolutely hammering through some pine with. Check out that video as well for my usage on it. I have done sheltercraft, fire making, and woodwork with both of these knives, and they've both performed extremely well.